Hey guys, Banderwells here, just reminding you that you all should subscribe and hit that bell, turn on all notifications so you get notified when new videos come out. And don't forget to hit the like button at the end of the video or at the beginning because it lets me know that you guys enjoy watching the content that I create. Anyway, that's about it. Enjoy the video. Today is a big day for mankind. Today, I will be going to the moon in Minecraft because I'm reviewing the Galacticraft mod for version 1.12.2. So without further ado, let's just dive right into this because the sooner we can get to the moon. Alright, so you will encounter these mobs here. You will encounter a spider, zombie, creeper, skeletons, an enderman, and a witch. Now, as you can see, these are evolved, and I will show you what it means by evolved. So, I made this little thing here just to show you guys what the mobs are, and I'm just gonna be in creative because it should be easier. So, evolved spider, and the evolved is the evolved just means technically is that they have evolved to have oxygen supply on them so they can live in space. So that's the spider. Here's the zombie. Here's the creeper. A skeleton. Pretty cool. Enderman. And last but not least is the witch, which I think is one of the cooler ones. So just get rid of this here, the witch. Alright, so moving right along is the alien villager. Now you can find these in on the moon, in and around the moon, and you'll find them in like village houses, but they're not normal villages. They're like actually I'll show you when we go to the moon. So, but this is what they look like. They have some cool sound effects, and they look wacky as well. And you can trade with them, but you need as I right click on it, it says I'll need to equip a frequency module to communicate with them. So I have a frequency module here. I equipped it, and now I can trade with them. And you get the currency is not emeralds, it's lunar sapphires. So as you can see, description here, lunar sapphires are units of currency when trading with alien villagers. So you can trade a lunar sapphire for an oxygen mask, 4 lunar sapphires for a light oxygen tank, which is semi-full, 4 lunar sapphires for oxygen gear, partially filled fuel canister, 1 for parachute, 2 for battery, canned food, wafer, which is used for crafting recipe, schematic or schematics, compressed copper tin, and you get trade saplings for a lunar sapphire. So yeah, that's the alien villager, and they're pretty cool. They're they're pretty cool. I like them. So moving right along here is to fuel your rockets. You will need oil, but I'll get into this a little after. It's a little bit of a process. But so the way you find oils, you'll find oil pockets in and around the world. They could generate above ground or underground. And as you can see, it acts like water as it flows, and you flow with it, and you like make the splash sound effect when you swim in it and such. But the one unique property about this is just like hovers above the water. As you can see, it's not even connected to the water technically, but you know it is. But it's just kind of like, as in like real life, oil and water don't mix. So it's just kind of like, this is it. So it's kind of cool. So I'll show you an oil pocket right here. And I did manually place all this glass. But yeah, this is an oil pocket. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You'll find these around the world and such. And yeah, and the way you get this is you get a bucket and you right click it and you get the oil bucket. Obviously I'm in creative, so it doesn't work. That's why I have this here, but and also oil is not infinite. You cannot make infinite oil sources. So once it's gone, it's gone. As you can see, it's not going back in source blocks like an infinite water source. So moving right along to some of the machines that are in the mod, there's tons of machines, but here's just some of them. So you get an oxygen bubble distributor. This is oxygen collector. This is the oxygen compressor. This is the oxygen decompressor, oxygen sealer, and the oxygen detector. And the generators for power in this mod are basic solar panels, advanced solar panels, and coal generators. So 12 per tick. And this is the advanced one, which is generating 44 energy per tick. And as you can see, it has the sun here to tell you the percentage, or if you hover over it, it shows the visibility of the sun. As you can see, it's 100% because it's right there. And the way to distribute the power is through wires. So you get aluminum wire, heavy aluminum wire, switchable aluminum wire, and switchable heavy aluminum wire. And there are fluid pipes, but I'll get into those a little bit after. So these are the aluminum wires. They sound like woolen carpets when you place them. So as you can see, these are regular. These are heavy ones, so they're thicker. Switchable, which is switchable on and off with the redstone signal. Same thing with the heavy aluminum wire. So, and I'll keep these here. So those are the power sources and such. Oh yeah, and for the coal generator, you can use regular coal or you can use charcoal. So, yes, and once it reaches that 100% of whole heat, whatever said, that's when it starts generating energy. So, yeah. Alright, so moving on to how some of these machines work. So this is the oxygen collector. The oxygen collector needs to be powered, so I'm just using this basic solar panel here. And these particles mean that it's collecting oxygen. So that's when you know it's collecting oxygen. And then this is the GUI here. It is collecting 186, I don't know what it means per second, oxygen particles per second or whatever maybe. As you can see, this is full of energy because of solar panel up here, and then this is the amount of oxygen you have that it's collected. So here, this is an oxygen storage module. I'll just show you it more up here. This is just a storage for oxygen, so extra storage. This here is oxygen compressor, and this is what you use to fill up your oxygen tanks. So with the oxygen tanks, you have a light oxygen tank, medium oxygen tank, and heavy oxygen tank. Each of these hold a different amount of oxygen. So the light one holds 900, whatever amount of oxygen. The medium holds 1,800, and the heavy one holds 2,700, whatever amount of oxygen. So, and this also needs to be powered. And I'll show you how it works. So just put it in, and it just fills. Same thing with this one, just filling. And same thing with this one, just filling. So depending on how big the tank is, depends on how long it takes for the tank to fill up. So this here, the oxygen decompressor, is you just take oxygen and you liquidize it, I think. I'm not really 100% familiar with this block, but from my understanding, that's what it does. and then like it's supposed to go in here, or maybe it's in here, but maybe there's just a visual bug where you can't see it. But this is just a fluid tank where you decompress oxygen and you put your fluid in there, or you could put oil and fuel in there, whatever. So these are machines. These three machines here are used to ensure that you can live on other planets. As an example, the moon. So the oxygen bubble distributor, when you're on the moon, to get oxygen, since there's no oxygen on the moon, you have to plant a tree, and all you need is at least one tree to produce oxygen. So you plant one tree, and then you get yourself the oxygen collector, and the oxygen collector is collecting oxygen from the tree. So the more trees, the more oxygen that's collected, and the oxygen is used to go into an oxygen bubble distributor, which just creates a bubble of oxygen. So you don't need to wear your oxygen mask and oxygen gear in this bubble. So this is an oxygen sealer, and to ensure that the oxygen does not escape in your bubble, you need to use an oxygen sealer as well. And this is an oxygen detector. Not really familiar with what this does because it does not have an interface. Right-clicking on it right now. But if I even click on it, I'm not even shifting, and it's placing. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, those are pretty much the blocks, the basic blocks that you need to. These three blocks are the basic blocks that you need to ensure you can live on other planets. So moving right along to the ores here, you got copper ore, tin ore, aluminum ore, and silicon ore. These are all ores you can find in the overworld. So I have a pickaxe here just to show you what happens when you mine them. So you mine the copper, you get the copper, tin, you get the tin, aluminum, you get the tin, and the silicon, you get the silicon itself. So, and then these are the corresponding blocks: copper block, tin block, aluminum block, and block of silicon. The compressor uses coal, and then the electric compressor uses electricity. Self-explanatory. So this is so the next machine you'll need to use is circuit fabricator. I know its interface looks a little complicated, but these are used to make the wafers, which are used to create the rocket parts and whatever. So as you can see, this is the circuit fabricator interface. To create a basic wafer, you'll need a diamond, 2 silicone, a redstone, and a redstone torch to create the basic wafer, which needs power as well. So that's that. I'll get into a little bit more of that after. So this is the chromatic applicator. Again, this I'm not sure what it does. So that's just about that. I'm just not sure what it does. I mean, the block is cool, but I'm not really sure what it does. So moving right along to these two blocks here. This is an energy storage module, which is just storage housing unit for extra energy. And then here is another electric machine. This is the electric furnace. It is used to it's just a furnace, but it's electric. So you can put your ores in there and it smelts them. Actually, I'll show you that right now. So take this aluminum, put it in here, and it's running. Takes maybe slightly shorter time than furnace, but I don't know for sure. And then here we get our aluminum ingot. So this is the beginning of how to create a rocket. So to create a rocket, you can either use the compressor or you can use the electric compressor. So to get the way the compressor works is you get your corresponding ores or ingots, I should say, to get these compressed plates here. So to create compressed aluminum, you put 2 aluminum here. It's the same thing with iron, copper, and tin. You just put your 2 there, and then what comes out is your compressed aluminum or copper, iron, tin. But you'll see these 2 compressed steel and bronze. And as I showed you, there's no bronze or bronze or steel ore. So these are like made pretty much alloying. So I'll show you the recipe. You get your compressed iron. To create the steel, you get your compressed iron, and you put 2 coal on either side. And that's how you get your your compressed steel. And to get your compressed bronze, you get your compressed tin, and you get your compressed copper. And I'll just show you the recipe for compressed copper. Like I said, it's 2 copper, compressed tin, 2 tin, compressed iron, 2 iron, and the aluminum is 2 aluminum. So yeah, you could either do that. So that's like the first step. And those plates are used to create the rocket. So you can either use the electric compressor or the compressor. So moving right along to the circuit fabricator is, like I told you, these are used to make, or this machine is used to make wafers. They're used to make the NASA workbench, which is actually very important. So I'll get right into that right now, actually. So the NASA workbench is used to create your rockets. So as you can see, your tier 1, this is the crafting table to create the rocket. So you have your tier 1 rocket here, and there are 2 schematics in this mod. To add these schematics, you place them in here, unlock schematic. So as I said, this is the crafting recipe for the rocket, or the crafting table, I should say. And these 3 slots up here are used for chests, and those are for changing the amount of storage you want in your rocket. So, as you see here, you have a tier 1 rocket with 18 storage space, 36, 56. So I'll go back in here, and to show you, I'll just show you the 56. You put 3 chests up there, and to get the 36, yep, 36, you put 2 chests, and to put the 18, you put 1 chest. But yes, this is the recipe for the, or if you don't want any storage, you just don't put any chests. But anyway, this is the recipe for the rocket. You need heavy-duty plates, nose cone, rocket fins, and the rocket engine. So I'll start from the nose cone. The nose cone is crafted with the heavy-duty plates and a redstone torch. To get these heavy-duty plates, you combine compressed steel, compressed aluminum, and compressed bronze, and then you get these heavy-duty plates. Recipe for the rocket fins, compressed steel, and heavy-duty plates. You need 4 of them, and then the rocket engine is crafted with a button, flint and steel, more heavy-duty plates, a canister, copper or tin, which is just like a cauldron recipe, but with copper or tin, and then the oxygen vent, which is crafted, compressed tin, and steel. I know that was a lot to say at once, but it's not that difficult. I'll be honest, it's not too complicated. To load your rocket, you will need a refinery and a fuel loader. The first step of getting your fuel is by getting your buckets of oil and putting them in the refinery. And as you can see, it takes your oil, it refines it, and turns it into fuel, which, as you see, the refinery needs power as well. So to take this fuel out of here, you take an empty canister and you put it up here, and as 1,000 millibuckets, let's say, of fuel. So you put the fuel in the fuel loader, and as you can see, it goes in here. It empties this, and it goes into this tank here. But now I'll show you how it. So that's, well, first of all, that's kind of the basic gist of getting your fuel for the rocket. Not that complicated. There's a way to automate this, but I'm not going to go down that route. in this video. So I'll take the 18 storage rocket space, and look at me. This is really cool. I love how you're holding the rocket in your arms, hands, whatever. It's just the way you're holding it is really cool. So to place, actually, one thing before I start this is you'll need, to place your rocket, you need launch pads, and you need 9 of them, and you just place them in a 3x3 grid, and then this multi-structure, it'll just come up with this half slab there, whatever you want to call it. Then you place your rocket there, and as you can see, oh, actually, also, you can place buckets in there as well. Completely forgot. But anyway, you can also you can also put items on your rocket as well. So in this cargo loader, I have canned food. So in this mod also comes with canned dehydrated apples, carrots, melons, potatoes, and canned beef. So I'm just loading that on my rocket, so I have some food in case I run out. And then also it does need power as well. And this block also needs power, the fuel loader. But so anyway, we're almost there. We're almost there. So to go into space, you will need these certain items. Let's go into survival here to just make it a little easier. So you'll need an oxygen mask, oxygen gear, frequency module to trade with the villagers, and parachute, and obviously your oxygen. I'm just gonna take these heavy oxygens tanks, but you should always take 2. Never take 1, just to make it easier. And then in the Galacticraft mod, you'll get this extra, or with the Galacticraft mod, you'll get this extra inventory slot up here. And then this is just your Galacticraft GUI inventory space. This inventory thing here is for thermal padding, which I'll get into that. How to get that in a couple minutes. So you just just shift click your stuff on. So just about there. But one more thing, or actually a couple more things. Once you're done using your rocket, you can actually deconstruct it and recycle the items. You won't get every item back from the rocket, but you will get some. I'll show you. You get this, and the sound of it is kind of cool, just by the way. So it's almost done, and you'll see the items that you get back. There you go. You got 23 heavy-duty plates, 4 compressed, compressed steel, 1 iron ingot, and 4 tin. But obviously, as you know, that's not the exact amount. So you get some items back. You don't get all the items back. And this needs power as well. So some side notes are the keybind to see the space map is M, as you can see. Pretty cool here. And you could just press escape, or you could press exit to exit the map. The advanced solar panels flip upside down when it rains or it turns night. Let me show you that right now. So you could see the solar panels flip. I'm not creative. The solar panels flip over, and then when you turn it back to day, they flip back. And actually, also, one cool thing is that they follow the sun. They literally move with the sun. So it's pretty cool. Trying to see if I could show you guys how it moves, but it doesn't look like it's moving right now. But just believe me. And then one of the last things here is that there are add-ons for Galacticraft. There are add-on mods for Galacticraft, meaning that you can get extra planets, you can get extra rockets, you can get, as you can see, this GUI slot is for thermal padding. Thermal padding comes in an addition mod to Galacticraft. And I will show you that a little bit more after I show you this. So on each planet, there are dungeons. The boss drops a key, tier 1 dungeon key, because the moon is like tier 1. Um, and then to use that, you'll find this chest at the end of the dungeon, and you place your key, right click it, and obviously there's no loot in here because I just grabbed this from here. It doesn't have any MBT data, but you'll find stuff in here. You'll find schematics and whatever. As you can see, you see here it says the Galacticraft planet's not installed. For the to get the tier 2 rocket, you need to get the add-on mod Galacticraft planets. And with that, you'll get more rockets and more access to more planets, and that's what I mean by the add-ons mods. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, but I think that we might be ready to go into space. If you're ready, I'm ready. So without further ado, let's go to the moon. So we hop in a rocket, and here we are. And as you can see, you get the stuff in chat here. Just launch, you press space to turn left or right. You press AD to turn up and down. You press WS and to open your inventory and see your fuel percentage. You press G. And as you can see, I got all this stuff in here. So I'm going to launch. And it's a pretty cool animation here. It takes 20 seconds. But it's really cool. It's never gets old. I could do this a zillion times and never get sick of it. So here we go. It launches, and yes, it does pick up your launch pads as well. So very cool. And never do this. Never go under because it hurts your eyes. That's just me saying. Whatever. And as you can see, it's a little bugged when you turn it, but whatever. There's bugs in here. What you gonna do about it? But as you can see, look, you see the Earth, which is really, really cool. And as you can see all these stars. It's really cool. This is one of the best mods ever created, without a doubt, hands down. So, we're almost there. We are getting there. It does take a little while, but again, this never gets old. I could do this a bazillion times and never get sick of it. So, almost there. Here we go. So, as you can see, we don't have access to these planets here because we need higher tier rockets, so you need to get the different add-on mods to get access to these planets. So, yeah. So all we have unlocked is Overworld and the moon. But hey, that's perfectly fine. So, we're going to launch to the moon, taking one small step, and as you can see, you're in this little pod here. And it says to hold space to slow down, because if you don't slow down, you're gonna blow up and die. So let's just go into creative here, just make things a little easier. And here we are. Look, it's the moon. It's really cool. And here we are. We're on the moon. And as you can see, actually, as you saw, there was just a meteor that fell. So yes, there are meteors that fall. And there is low gravity, and the animation is just amazing. And the sun's there, you can see the earth, and these are the villages these are the moon villages, which I think are pretty cool. They have barely anything to offer, but whatever. What you gonna do? As you can see, they all trade the stuff. Very cool. And yeah, this is just this is just a cool thing. And as you can see, there are trees here because trees produce oxygen. So this mod is huge. If you guys want, I might do another part of this. I'm gonna end it here. I might do a second part, but I don't know for sure. Oh yes, and actually one more thing before I do, actually two more things before I end the video here. As you can see, On the top right corner, that's the oxygen level. So as your oxygen depletes, the bars will fill up, I think. I think that's what it is. Um, but, and then, oh yeah, and one more thing. So this is just one of the mods, the add-on mods. This is Extra Planets, a Galacticraft's add-on. So with this add-on, you get you get 4 to 10 tier rockets. You get custom launch pads, custom vehicles, dungeons for each planet. So tier 4 through 10. You get tier 2 through 4 thermal armor, tools for most materials, custom ores on every planet and moon, custom config options, all these other things. Um, and the planets that are included in this add-on are Mercury, Venus, Ceres, I think that's how you pronounce it, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Eris, and you get actually new galaxies. You get the Kuiper Belt, um, make main moons for each of the planets, Haumea, I think, and Kepler 22b, 47b, 47b, or C, and you see. And you get all these moons for each planet, and some screenshots here. I'll scroll back up just so you can see. Very cool. Really, really cool. This mod is one of the best mods out there. As you can see, this is the map. And as you see all these other ones here. And just a bunch of different blocks. This, as you can see, I forget which planet this is, but as you can see, it's frozen because it's too far from the sun. So that's cool. Oops. And yeah, it's just there's so much to offer, and too little time, too much stuff. But that's about it. This again, as I keep saying, this mod is crazy. This mod is awesome. This mod's one of my favorite mods of all time. So we're gonna end it here. We're gonna end being on the moon, enjoying the villagers' company, having some moon wheat, and jumping around with low gravity, swinging my arms, having a good time. So anyway, that's about it. Oops. I hope you all enjoyed this very awesome mod showcase. I might do another part of this, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, like if you liked, subscribe for more videos and mod showcases like this and lots more content. And like I said, subscribe and hit the bell. Still don't know how to do intros. Leave me alone, please. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!